Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the bourbons that scored 95 at the London Spirits competition. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Luke Otero and Jim Goeken.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, yeah, we're going to be talking about the bourbons that scored 95. This is an interesting group. This is some of the highest scoring bourbon in the and this is a pretty big awards too. The London are one of the big ones. But we don't have a list of who all was in there, so I don't know the competition or anything like that. But again, when you're talking about the score shouldn't matter. It's not like you have a quota where it's like we got to get so many 95s. So this is being based, reviewed and scored on its own merit, and I think it's an interesting list as to what scored 95. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, we're going to go to the Talking Points card deck, and I'll grab one at random here, and we will talk about that. Let's see what we got here. No one had a good small talk topic, so we go to that then. What is one sport you never played but wish you had? All right.
This is easy.
Okay, go ahead.
Football.
Football, okay.
My school was too small, and we did not have a football team.
Okay.
My graduating class was 63.
All right.
It was the largest for 5 to 10 years prior to me, and ever since then. Last year, I think they graduated 20.
Okay.
Yeah, we had wrestling, but no football. I always wanted to play football.
Well, yeah, no football for you.
Yeah.
They didn't have like a reciprocal thing where you could attend like another nearby school if you were a football player. Sometimes they do that in small towns.
Yeah, they were talking about that
Right.
they were going to maybe go with the I guess it would be the closest town to us that did have football.
Uh-huh.
But they never got it, enacted. I mean,
Okay.
again, we're talking, 80s, early
Right.
80s, late 70s, early 80s here when this was all taking place.
Yeah. Okay. I can go next since it's not my question or anything. It's just to me I have played the sport, but as an adult, I wish I would have started as a kid. Was golf. I feel, and I wanted my daughter to play golf, and she was against it. But I wish I would have played, and I wish I would have kind of pushed her to play because now she's playing and she loves it. But she's like, I got to get caught up. So, but I did play that. So technically, that's against the rules of this question. So I'll say one that I never played, but I always wish I did because I never learned how to ice skate. Would be hockey. I wish I would have played some hockey. That would have been fun, and I would learn how to ice skate too. I don't know how to ice skate, so I just feel like that'd be a fun activity for sure. McNew, any sports that you wish you would have played?
So I'm really not the most coordinated person, so a lot of
Okay.
sports are out of the question for me.
Okay.
But I did play tennis in high school. And then when the pandemic happened, everybody got into pickleball. And I wish I would have got in early and pickleball people to play with, because I don't know how to play. I still haven't played, because like Christopher wanted to play, and he's like, no, it's dumb. We're not going to be those people. I'm like, I want to be those people. I want to be a pickleball person. It's
fun. It's fun. Yes.
So fun. And I wish I would have been an earlier adopter of pickleball.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Right. Yeah, Luke. How about you, man?
I've played pretty much everything. So if I think about something that especially now that I'm much older playing, and it kind of falls into what Stephanie's talking about, but I didn't play tennis when I was younger, but I wish I could play it, or could have played it and learned how to play it efficiently. Right. And
kind of like me with the golf thing. I wish, it'd be nice to have those skills, and then you just, kind of work on them your whole life versus trying to pick it up as an adult. It can be very frustrating because, you don't have that skill set there. So I'll tell you what, I used to play in a pickleball league in like 2017. So before it was a hot thing.
You were real early.
I was an early adopter.
I didn't even know it existed then.
It did. It did.
Off like during the pandemic, everybody's like, pickleball this,
right.
That. I still want to go play, and
we used to have this league in the corporation I work for. So we'd play, and I got MVP one year. Thank you.
Nice.
I was MVP.
Congratulations,
league MVP. Yeah.
Well, it's like so social too. It's like they have like their little clubs, and like they go get drinks and dinner after.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
And it's becoming a quote older person sport. Like we're going to Texas for the winter, and the RV park that we're going to has indoor and outdoor pickleball courts, and they have like their own like pickup leagues, or you can just go up there and play anytime you want.
Right.
My in-laws are at another park, and they have the same thing. They've got they got pickleball, they got shuffleboard, they've got all kinds of stuff.
What's cool too is it's I think the game is better with doubles. Like with tennis, it's kind of better with singles, and but as pickleball, it's better playing with a partner, and it's fun. Yeah. I'll tell you what, the best players though I played in that league were the people that were tennis players, because you learn how to spin the ball and stuff like that as a tennis player, and those folks would typically be the ones that would dominate, even though it is a different game. But they would be.
I feel like it has a lot of similarities, but I also haven't played tennis in like 10 years either, so I probably have zero with that skill set. But
there's a lot of rules too, with like when it has to bounce, if it can't bounce, if it does bounce, you got to get out of the kitchen. Can't be
the kitchen.
here. You can't be there. I was surprised at how much difference the paddles made. My sister-in-law had a set of paddles, and my brother-in-law had a set of paddles. And we played with both, and one of them, you had to really hit the ball hard to get it to go anywhere, and the other one was, way less effort needed to get the ball to go somewhere.
Right. Yeah, you are notoriously cheap though, so I bet you'll go with the cheaper model.
No. Well, you know what? The wife wants to play.
Okay.
And she wants.
That's helpful for you. So that's a good thing.
She wants me to get active.
Right.
So she's willing to spend a little extra money on paddles because she used both paddles as well and was like, these cheap paddles suck. I want the good paddles.
Right. Yeah. Once you get her on board, it's smooth sailing then. Yeah, for sure. All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'll go first this time. I've got Michter's Toasted Bourbon. Michter's Toasted Bourbon. I have a good choice here. So let's see what we got cork pop wise, though. Lots of squeak. Okay pop. Just okay. Not even good, but okay. We'll see, though. It's been a crazy night. This could do it. We'll go with Goeken next.
I have one of the list. One somewhere on the list. E.H. Taylor small batch.
Okay. I think I still have the lead.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah, that was weak. That was
fantastic.
All right, McNew, you're next. What do you got?
This is one I think does deserve some points somewhere. I have the Lincoln Pinch Bourbon pick from the ABV Barrel Shop. I really like this one.
Okay. I think she got it. I don't know that her cork pop was better than mine. It's really close, but I had that squeak, if you remember. I had some fouls on the
no
blade.
fouls.
Hers was clean, so McNew has the lead. But Luke, you have yet to go. You could snatch this thing, to victory here. So see what you got.
Yeah, I've got the Heaven Hill grain to glass. This is the weeded version.
Okay, nice. Oh, that's our winner there.
There it is.
That was nice. That was nice. So, cheers to our friend Luke.
Cheers. Luke should be thanking Lucas for this stuff. He's pulled out good bottles tonight.
Yeah, why just rate his collection for now? Just make that a policy. Yeah. Luke will be like, we'll just record it. I'm always going to go to Lucas's house when I record.
So one of the questions all the kids ask, they know I'm podcasting. So like tomorrow morning, they're going to ask me, did you win any cork pops, Dad?
Yeah, you've been doing pretty good, so that's not bad. Not bad. They can be proud. So,
yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna have this discussion about the bourbons that scored 95. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye.
Sure, Danny.
Tumble dice.
Cumble Dice. Yes, I love Cumble Dice. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumble Dice. Sure.
Tumble dice.
Oh, Tumble Dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay, Freddie Mills of Ruse.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about bourbons that scored 95 points in the London Spirits competition.
Yes, we are. So you're talking about this puts them among the elite that were evaluated for this contest. And again, I think there's probably pretty many entries. This is definitely a well respected spirits competition. The only ones that scored higher than this, I'm just going to go over those real quick, and then we'll get to our 95 scores. So Weller 107 came in at 99, and then Lancaster Ale Cask. Never heard of it. I have no idea where that's from. Who makes that? Sounds like a source brand. Did you? Okay. What do you know about them?
It is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, we know that's a tiny, tiny town with a great distilling history, by the way. Old Victor's was near there, but we know that this has to be a source brand.
And it's finished in a wee heavy ale.
Okay. We know wee heavy.
Right? So that's where the ale part comes from, is the wee heavy, which is it's Scotch, right? Scottish.
Yeah.
Scottish wee heavy beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm stalking their website right now, and it looks like they're a brewery with a distillery, but the brewery seems to be their main business. So it's probably one of their own casks that they threw that back into.
Okay.
Possibly.
That's very interesting. Okay. Those were the top scores. They tied for number one score in the thing. Then at number 3, Weller 12 at 98, tied with Windows 4 Barrel also at 98. And I had never heard of Windows either. Is this Bill Gates' new bourbon?
No, it's Bill Gates and Al Young's stepchild. No, this is out of Sycamore, Illinois, and this has to be sourced because the guy that's the owner started a company in 2016 selling industrial equipment for indoor growing of plants.
Right.
And then when the pandemic hit, he decided to finally open his dream of a distillery. So he does have a distillery now with a pot still. But this particular, I believe this one is a blend of like 6 and 8-year-old stuff. And he didn't start actually the distillery till like 22, I believe.
Okay.
So it can't be his stuff.
Yeah. All right. So this is interesting here. So those are our top 4, and we're not. The show isn't about those 4. Just to provide some, history here. These are the ones. The next up after those 4 was the score of 95. The first one makes you scratch your head as to why it isn't, up to number 1, or maybe it deserves to be 95. But where it's cousins in this thing as well, and that's the only one that made it. Eagle Rare 17, which is part of the BTAC collection, came in with a score of 95.
Huh.
So the 4 that we listed there beat it, which is amazing.
Yeah. So which ones do you think are too high?
Which ones do I think are too high? All of those versus Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
I mean, I typically like the Eagle Rare. It's from the BTAC collection.
Yeah.
The other one is just a little underproof for me. The regular Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
But the 17 has that nice age on there. It's 101 proof. It's solid, but it's a 95 now. Now it starts to get interesting though. After that, the next one, 1792 full proof. Again, a solid offering. I like that every time I drink it, but it's tied for 5th in the world.
Well, and here's the really weird thing. I went through, went down the rabbit hole and started looking at stuff, and was just like scrolling through the list of golds, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna go to the list of bronzes,
right,
and look at those. There are 2 1792s in the bronze category that scored 85 or 86, and that was the Sweet Wheat and the 12-year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Two of my favorites too.
Right. Yeah. We're going to get into some real interesting ones here in a second. That's I kind of ranked them here in the order. These are all 95s, and I kind of put them in the head scratching order here because again, these would be the judges tasted these and scored these. These would be all the same scoring wise. E.H. Taylor Small Batch, which again I think is a solid whiskey, 100 proof. it's especially when you can get it for the cost, you know. If you just get it for the retail, it's okay.
It's not 95.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't know much about this competition. Was it a blind competition, right? Like they
I'm
know.
going to say no.
Yeah. I'm asking because I'm like, this list is crazy if it were a blind competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot. There was in the article I was reading. It was they were like, wow, Sazerac, really came home with the awards in this.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd almost think that Uprocks did this list.
Right.
Yeah.
So back to their normal
it makes more
scheduled
sense.
program. Yeah.
Or did Sazerac sponsor this event by chance?
They do have that tasting room in London now, so I can see where they'd want to enter everything.
Oh, yeah.
But if they entered everything, how does like George T. Stagg not?
Yeah.
So
William LaRue Weller.
Right. Yeah. And then the next two are just head scratchers because, again, the exact same score for Maker's 46, which I think is an elevated Maker's product, and also Maker's Mark. Just the regular Maker's Mark scored the same.
Yeah.
And if I'm sitting there, for Maker's Mark, this is a big win that we scored the same as Eagle Rare 17.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with Maker's Mark. I love me some Maker's Mark.
I think it's solid. Yeah.
But it's not going to score like that.
Yeah, Maker's Mark is a good wedding reception, pour, because when you go to ones that have very limited, they'll probably have Makers and,
I think of these fitting into the when we do the ratings at the Barrel Shop, Steve. I think of these fitting into the this is an 85.
Right.
This is your this is a great everyday pour like Old Granddad, Maker's Mark. E.H. Taylor Small Batch to me is in that exact same 85 category. It's good. It is nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of with Stephanie on this, the parameters of whoever judged, I can appreciate everyone's different palate, especially across the pond. But, man, I think they're way off.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I've never had a bad foolproof. From 1792.
Yeah. But Makers on there, it's interesting to me. Yeah. So
definitely,
it just makes you scratch your head and wonder about all these, and how does this truly work, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I guess I could have looked it up, but I don't know the ins and outs of this competition. Like, who was there? Who were the judges? Like, what were their parameters? Like, I have so many questions on just this list.
The website does have the list of judges, but I didn't
recognize any by name.
None of them were anybody from the U.S. that I have heard you talk about.
And it could be very different because it is London, it's the UK. Like, maybe they're like, oh, Maker's Mark tastes so American, and we're doing American bourbons, and this is like the most American thing I can think of. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was in these rankings, but
yeah,
it would be different here. Like, if you set these in front of like the top spirit tasters in the US, this list would be 1,000% different.
Right.
Well, the other thing that I noticed was there were way more vodkas, gins, rums, and tequilas than I saw, and
in like San Francisco or something.
Yeah, and quote whiskey, Scotch and Irish whiskeys than U.S. whiskeys.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
there were very few of them there.
Mm-hmm. So it's all interesting. It's I don't know how you feel about that. Like Sazerac. So do they walk away? Are they incredibly proud that Weller 107 beats Eagle Rare 17? Or are they like, shit, that sucks? I would think
driving
that's
the price of 107 up is all you're doing.
I would think they would be like, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Yeah.
Right. Did they just grab a Forbes list and be like, this is the crap that I'm going to stick in my competition. This is all we're tasting. Like, it feels Forbes listy, like pro bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah. So
because any of the B tax, I don't care which one, they're all going to be in the 90s in America, no matter what.
Right. Yeah. Well.
And so.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, so there it is. Just wanted to talk a little bit about that and give you some insight into some of the awards and take you a little bit behind the scenes with that stuff. So it's just very curious. I just feel like those are all solid. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them on the list, but with the exception of the Eagle Rare 17, it feels like those are all pretty just like solid, right in the middle of the curve. Just a good everyday drinkers, and to have them sitting atop the scores is interesting. So there you go. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Goeken, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Goeken and Instagram at Jimmy Big Hands.
All right, Luke.
You can find us at Santa Fe Boutique Wines on Instagram, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, that place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Adios.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through their whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.